in the spirit of true action. Therefore, allow me to end by moving. I respectfully move that in view of its constitutional infirmities and questions on the jurisdiction and authority of the 20th Congress, the verified impeachment complaint against Vice President Sara Zimmerman Duterte be dismissed. Mr. President, since I have still the floor, I would like to call Senator Bongo. Mr. President.
Mr. President, will the good gentleman yield the floor for a few remarks as part of the privilege hour availed by Senator De La Rosa?
Yes, Mr. President, no problem with me. Thank you, Mr. President.
Mr. President, I agree with the speech of Senator Bato De La Rosa. Ang gusto nating kalabasan ng paglilitis na ito ay justisya.
Senator Go, before you proceed, Chair is not yet recognized. Session is suspended. Okay lang kahit wala si Coco? Session is resumed. Chair would like to first state the parliamentary situation. After the privileged speech of the Honorable Bato, he asked that the chair recognize Senator Bongo to deliver a seconding speech to the motion he made at the end of his privileged speech. The chair has not yet acted on that motion and has not yet recognized Senator Go. And before the chair declared a short suspension, two members raised their hand to be acknowledged and be heard, and the chair intends to listen to them first before acting on the pending motion. Senator Ontiveros first, and then Senator Villanueva. You may proceed, ma'am.
Maraming salamat po, Mr. President. Immediately after the speech of the good gentleman from Davao, I move that any interpellation or any action, any seconding speech on the privileged speech be suspended momentarily after his speech to allow us to take our oath, which was the subject of the approved motion yesterday, and again, which was the subject of the approved motion yesterday, which is an offshoot of a question of privilege, which takes precedence over all motions. So I restate my motion, Mr. President, to momentarily suspend any action, whether interpellation or seconding speech on the privileged speech of the good gentleman from Davao, para sa wakas bigyang daan yung inaprubahan nating motion kahapon na manumpa na po kaming I have the floor, Mr. President. I have the floor, Mr. President, to make way for taking of the oath before the presiding officer, Mr. President.
Ito labing lang. Session is resumed. What is the point of order of Senator Marcos?
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. President. And I'd just like to reiterate that I wasn't being rude, but simply recognizing the fact that the point of order takes precedence over all other motions. Also, that there is in fact a motion already pending on the floor, already acknowledged as well by our majority leader, which requires a vote.
Duly noted, but the chair has not yet acted on the motion and there has been no objection as of yet. We will address the motion of Senator Bato, as the chair said earlier, after we hear from Senator Villanueva now.
With all due respect, Senate President, the Deputy Minority Leader is proposing yet another motion on top of the pending motion.
The chair
That
will
is not allowed.
The chair has not yet acted on that motion and will not yet so act on that motion. And will be making a ruling after we hear from all of those who raised their hands earlier. So, with the indulgence of Senator Marcos, can we hear from Senator Villanueva?
Thank you very much.
And then the chair will rule on the pending matters. Senator Villanueva is recognized.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues. Mr. President, if I hear it right, the movant made a motion to dismiss the impeachment complaint, if I heard it right, Mr. President. Mr. President, may I just place on record that this representation respectfully object to that motion. Mr. President, for various reasons, Mr. President, that this representation would like to raise on the floor, Mr. President. One, Mr. President, is that the Senate, as a legislative body, and at this point in time, we have not yet convened, Mr. President, as an impeachment court. And therefore, Mr. President, this representation believes that we have no constitutional authority as legislative body to dismiss an impeachment complaint. Let me quote the Constitution under Article 11, Section 3, Number 6 of the 87 Constitution. The Senate's role is expressly limited to trying and deciding all cases of impeachment after the House of Representatives has transmitted a valid articles of impeachment. Mr. President, the Senate, in its capacity as a legislative body, does not possess the constitutional authority to unilaterally dismiss an impeachment complaint. And under the constitutional framework, the Senate assumes a distinct and separate function when acting an impeachment court. Please don't get me wrong, Mr. President. In fact, a lot of the